Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite of what Big Wireless does. They charge you a lot, we charge you a little. So naturally, when they announced they'd be raising their prices due to inflation, we decided to deflate our prices due to not hating you. That's right. We're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
You know, I've been talking about earned media value for quite some time on this podcast. My friends at Eisenberg have just raised the bar on earned media benchmarks with their social index. Social Index now gives you globally earned media values across a growing list of 6 geographies for all your KPIs across the top 7 social platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. You can now visualize these values for deeper analysis, and they have a look-back window over 2 years of historical comparisons. Social Index is updated daily. Don't get stuck with old data. Over 1,000 companies have used the Social Index to understand the ROI of their social campaigns. And if you work with a social agency, you should demand they incorporate earned media values into your reports. Get your earned media value for social content. Visit earnedmediavalues.com/Alan. Again, that's earnedmediavalues.com/ALAN.
For all of us, it's about predicting where the consumer is going and getting half of it right.
One of the things we want to do is create ads that don't suck.
Embracing change creates great possibility.
I'm Alan Hart, and this is Marketing Today. On the show today, I've got Patrick Buchanan, who's the Senior Vice President of Marketing at Lulu's. With over 15 years of marketing experience, he's collaborated with some of the biggest names in the music and entertainment industry, crafting culture-defining campaigns at places like K-Swiss, Universal Music Group, Good American, and now at Lulu's. On the show today, we talk about the fast-growing brand and who they serve, what type of products. We talk about how partnerships can work for brands, things like the example using Gary Vee and the entrepreneur to launch a new K-Swiss shoe. We talk about influencer marketing and how to maximize the effectiveness of that. And we also delve into the personal side of Patrick's lived experience as a young Black man and the head of marketing. So I hope you enjoy this conversation with Patrick Buchanan. Well, Patrick, welcome to the show.
Hello. How's it going?
It's good. It's good.
I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this conversation. I think before we get into the business side of things, I have to hear about this brush with fame and you singing Kelly Clarkson's song. Tell me what this is about.
One of my favorite Kelly Clarkson songs, too, I got to sing. Yeah, it was about 15 years ago, which is wild, that I joined Kelly Clarkson on stage to sing one of her hit songs. Again, one of my favorite songs, Since You've Been Gone. I actually won a contest on MTV where I competed on TRL to be a VJ. And at the time, that was my dream job. So I got to have my dream job for a day and give MTV viewers a behind the scenes look at Kelly Clarkson's tour. We were in Austin, Texas. That's where they flew me out to. And it was such a memorable experience. And for people who don't know me, I'm from Lexington, Kentucky, the land of horse farms, the horse capital of the world. When these once in a lifetime opportunities happen, it's just so insane, because she called me on stage and I was completely surprised and I was jumping around and I was singing the song and she was giving me the mic. So it felt like I was a rock star for the day. And it definitely gave me that confidence early on in my career and in my life to understand that something bigger was possible, even though I was from a small town.
I love that story. Where did you get your start in your career, assuming that it wasn't that day singing that song? And I'd love to know some of the stops along the way to where you are now. You're Senior Vice President of Marketing at Lulu's.
Yeah, I studied journalism broadcasting, and from a very early age, I had a passion for storytelling and creativity. I was also a really shy kid, so I used it as a platform to be able to share the things that I was dreaming of. And I know that stories have the power to transform you, to transport you, and to give you a glimpse into worlds that are unknown. And again, I'm from Kentucky. I have to keep saying that because the town that I'm from, it just feels like Hollywood is so far away, and anything that was happening was just like very far away. So I just had a really strong imagination, and I discovered from an early age that these stories had the power to transform me and to help make me understand and realize things that I didn't know existed. And it continued to motivate me when I was a kid, and it still motivates me today. And so I always say that marketing found me, and I embraced it because it wasn't my initial plan. I studied journalism. I went to the Western Kentucky University, and I initially wanted to be a TV presenter, which is why I said my dream job was to be a VJ. And when I came to LA, every other struggling actor, model, or host, you find the importance of having a side hustle because you don't immediately land here and book your dream job. Although I did audition for E! News as one of my first auditions in LA. So I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing because I was completely unprepared, but I said, why not? Let's go for it. And so I moved here, and then I was looking for a side job, and I got a job as an assistant at a fashion footwear company called Creative Recreation. And at the time, Creative Recreation was one of the most popular brands in lifestyle footwear. I know when I was working at the office, Zac Efron, Kanye West, Kobe Bryant were just a few of the names who would often stop by the office. So it felt like I was just pulled out of my living room in Lexington and transported to that set at TRL, because every day it felt like it was something that was just out of this world. And what I found out was I was just naturally good at marketing, and without any formal training, I picked up quickly, and I was promoted pretty quickly as well. So from assistant to social media manager to doing PR at the company. And eventually I got the opportunity to be the head of marketing, which was wild because it was something that I didn't expect. It was something that I embraced. From there, I went to K-Swiss, which was a 60-year-old heritage brand. And they had that similar startup energy as Creative Recreation. And we're looking to bring the brand back to modern relevance. And I'm really proud about the work that we did at K-Swiss because we launched the first signature sneaker for an entrepreneur with Gary Vee. And we launched sold out collections which spotlighted other young entrepreneurs. And so from there, I moved to, I'm giving you the full story. So
I love it.
Like you could tell me when to shut up at any time, but it was crazy working at K-Swiss and working for a brand that was a challenger brand, but also like a heritage brand, and being able to bring them back to all the major accounts like Foot Locker and Foot Action and Shoe Palace. And to see a brand that had been forgotten about have such a big moment, it started to make me feel like there's something to this marketing thing, and to see the kind of impact you can have on a brand. And from there, I wanted to try something different, and I went to work at Universal Music, and I worked with some of the biggest music stars, including Justin Bieber, The Weeknd, Beastie Boys, Lil Wayne, Nas, and Bravado and UMG. They represented all those brands and helped them to create merch collections, which we distributed to all their fans and other retailers. And it was just a really cool job. And I got to do some incredible work. And from there, the team at Good American reached out, and they had an opportunity with the first fully inclusive brand. And that was just an incredible experience because I got to meet with Emma Greed, who is a phenomenal entrepreneur and an amazing mentor, and lead marketing at Good American. And that was just really cool because we did some incredible things like the first inclusive collection at Zara. So I'm going on and on, but basically all of these things And all of these campaigns and all these brands led me to where I am today. And that is the SVP of marketing at Lulu's. And at Lulu's, we just want to be able to make that meaningful difference and empower our customers the same way. And so I come here with a lot of experience working in brand and with influencers and talent and celebrity and really building brand to tell stories to audiences. And so it's really exciting to be here. It's 8 months since I've taken the role and we've already started some of the work, but we have some more work to do. So it's an exciting place to be.
Gotcha. Tell me a little bit about Lulu's. After all of these places, K-Swiss, that's a brand I grew up with and now is hot again. Good American. It sounds Universal Music, but Good American. It sounds like a shift into apparel, maybe from footwear and music. So tell me a little bit about Lulu's and what's the nature of the business? Like, who do you guys focus on in terms of serving their needs, et cetera?
Yeah, Lulu's is a women's fashion business, and we sell everything from dresses to ready-to-wear, accessories, footwear, and it's a 30-plus-year-old brand. And our mission is to make women feel special and beautiful for all of their life's moments. So it's the best job to have because who wouldn't want to do that every day?
Right.
So I feel like I'm lucky because I have a really great job to find ways to be able to connect with our customer and the women who have shopped to Lulu's from day one, and then also help find new people, new customers to be able to share our brand mission with. And so that is been a really exciting journey, joining the Lulu's team and finding new ways to activate with our customers, but also find ways to be able to educate people on the brand and to bring new customers into the fold.
Gotcha. You're a smaller brand, I should say, but fast growing. How do you work to get the brand noticed? It seems like not only at Lulu's, but in other places you've done this as well. So feel free to broaden if you want.
I love disruptive campaigns. And I think that in marketing, as well as in life, if you want to stand out, you have to do things a little bit differently than everyone else. And as we look at strategy here and other brands that I've been and I've worked, I always try to find ways to be able to look at our strategy and say, what can we do a little different or a little bit against the grain? And I think at Lulu's, we have such a dedicated fan base and so many people who have worn the brand for all of their life's moments, to their weddings, to their birthdays, to their graduations. And so there is this built-in loyalty and also this fan base that grows because of word of mouth, because so many people are sharing those incredible experiences. And so we try to find ways to really tap into the authentic community, tell these stories, and to surprise and delight our customers. We've done a few things this year that stand out to me. For Valentine's Day, we celebrated love and we gave 100 brides a free wedding dress, which was so much fun because we know that when people are shopping for their wedding, you have so many expenses, and we wanted to make it a little bit easier to provide the dress and to see the smile on all of the customers' face, to see the line down the block. It's one of those campaigns where you just feel really proud of the work you're doing. Earlier this year, we also partnered with Glamour and Gowns, which is an incredible organization that helps dress young people in high school for their prom. And so to see all the future Lulu's customers to be able to also get a free dress. I feel like I'm Oprah. Like, I just love to give away free clothes. I have to figure out how to sell them too. We just look for the opportunity to really give back to our community and to tell stories that our customers are really into. And again, I've been here for 8 months and we've gotten off to a great start. And I can't wait to see all of the strategies that we're working on now and how they execute over the next couple quarters.
I love it. I love it. I could totally see you being Oprah too. You get a dress and you get a dress.
Everybody gets a dress. That would make me. If I could do that every single day, my life would be very happy.
That's amazing. You've talked about and highlighted whether it's working directly with artists and musicians at Universal Music and helping them figure out merch collections, or working with influencers like Gary Vee and K-Swiss to bring sneakers to market, or different types of partnerships, if you will, that you've shared some examples. Tell me a little bit more about those partnerships, if you will, and like how they work for you and the brands that you've led.
Yeah, I think every brand needs an ambassador to help bring to life the mission. And why I love influencer marketing is beyond hiring an actor to act like the customer. You can find people who genuinely have the same interests as your customers, and you can tap into their real life to be able to tell some of these stories. Lulu's has been really exciting because two of the partnerships we've done this year, both with Anna Herring and Delaney Childs, they're both getting married already. And to be able to partner with them and help bring their bachelorette parties to life, or to host different events in their wedding celebration, we get to be a part of some of their biggest life moments. And so same thing with someone like Gary Vee at K-Swiss. When we were looking to target this young entrepreneur, we just went to the source. A lot of people were already following and loving Gary Vee and the content that he was putting out. And he was really celebrating entrepreneurship. So when we wanted to create the first signature sneaker for an entrepreneur, it was a no-brainer to partner with Gary Vee because he was already doing such great work in the space. So I think it really takes being very dialed in on what the company's mission is, and also finding the ambassadors that best represent that and giving them a platform to be able to share their message with a larger audience. And I think that's what I feel my responsibility is every single day, is really utilizing the platform to be able to help grow a community of people. It can be mutual beneficial, mutual love and mutual support. And then obviously it leads to sales. Someone like Gary Vee was a true example of something that was so disruptive, because at the time when we had these meetings with people like Foot Locker and Foot Action, they wanted big stars in their campaigns like LeBron James. They mentioned often a Kardashian needing to be in a campaign in order for it to work. And we came to the meeting saying we had Gary Vee, and they were like, what? That's not going to work. We need a bigger name. And we were so confident of it. I never forget the meetings I had with the president, Barney Waters, and we went into these meetings saying we have Gary Vee. And because no one believed, we had to say, look, let us do a test. We partnered with Foot Action and we said, we'll put everything on the line. We'll invest in it. We'll take the product back if it doesn't work, but let us test out the concept and show that it works. And luckily, we had a sold out collection, a line around the block. And that was the beginning of a really great partnership, because when you really believe in something, you don't mind testing it out and showing your partners that it works. And I think that's a part of being a good partner, is finding ways to be able to give them confidence that what you're pitching actually will work. And from there, we had events with Foot Locker and Shoe Palace, and we took the collaboration overseas to the UK. It was something that was really amazing to show, having an idea, making an investment, believing in it so much that we invested even more into it, and then watching it succeed the way it did is just a great way of using ambassadors, influencers, and having the right partners who are going to help you be successful.
I love it. I love that example too, because it's not just, it's hard enough to find the genuine, authentic ambassador for the brand, but then to get it activated in your channels, in your retail partners that you're working with, is the second side of that equation. And that's a really good illustration. I think we forget about that sometimes as marketers. It's not just about landing the endorser or ambassador, but it's getting it in the market too.
100%.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
How you are seemingly a master at tapping into influencer marketing. Like, what else are you thinking about? What do you see on the horizon, or what should we be thinking about as it relates to influencer marketing?
Influencer marketing seems to be changing every day. And I think with the evolution of social and watching people evolve to different channels, you have to find new ways to be able to engage and interact with influencer. And I'm just looking for more and more authentic ways to engage with our community. We're working really into our ambassador community. How can we build more ambassadors? So micro influencers have been really important to my strategy. And also the right kind of macro influencers, to making sure if we're making a big investment in an influencer, that there is authenticity and there is someone that wants to build a long-term relationship and make sure that has that mutually beneficial relationship that both brands benefit. And so it's a little bit of a combination. I think that I'm looking for more ways to tell these influencer stories and to tap into their interests and not just necessarily use them as models for collections. When we look at some of the edits we've done, again, I just mentioned Anna Heron, Delaney Childs, and Kennedy Lyons, which are just a few of the edits we've done this year at Lulu's, finding more ways to activate into their real lives and to show who they are, what events they have coming up, and just how we can tell a more organic story. I think that customers are smarter and smarter every day, and they can tell when something is being advertised. And we don't need to sell because the product is so good. It's such a affordable product at a great quality. And so we know that when people get their hands on it, they're going to love it. And so we just need people who have similar tastes to explain that to them. And that's what we're using influencers to do. And just finding new and engaging ways for them to activate. So trying to find unique ways to create content, whether it's content that makes you smile, content that makes you feel a little bit emotional, if it's couples content, just trying to get creative all around. So the influencer strategy obviously is always evolving. I think tapping into something that feels authentic when it comes to influencer is key.
I love it. I love it. All great examples, all good advice on influencer marketing. I want to ask you a bit of a personal question in terms of what's been your experience as a young Black man as the head of marketing and a marketing executive.
What's crazy is that I never even saw it and thought about it until I would speak at engagements or events and people would come up to me and other Black people would come up to me and they would be like, oh my gosh, I've never seen someone like you in a role like this. And it wasn't until a few times I've heard people say that it made me realize that there aren't very many people who look like me in these kind of roles. And it just makes me feel really proud of everything I've accomplished, but also makes me want to find more opportunities to be able to bridge that gap so other people can sit in these roles and in these positions. Just last week, I spoke at an organization called Girl Wonder, where they are creating mentorship programs for young women of color to be able to go into the workforce and to work jobs in PR, marketing, communications. And we talked about my career, my background, and I gave them any tips that I could give to be successful in some of the rooms that I've been in my life. And so I think a big part of it is learning to give back and to share my experience and to know that for a lot of people, they don't have the resource or they don't have mentors to be able to show them or to tell them what to expect in a lot of these situations and in a lot of these meeting rooms. And so to be able to be that person for someone else is always really important to me. And more that I realize that I'm one of the few people in the position who look like me, it just makes me want to continue to bring more people along.
Yeah, no, thank you for doing that. And I'm sure you're going to help pull up a whole new cohort of folks that look like yourself.
I hope so. Honestly, I think that in marketing, if you're trying to reach customers, and obviously that's what we're trying to do, is to reach our entire customer base, you need a room that is diverse. And it's just something that is important. And as I'm vetting ideas, you like to just talk to your whole team and say, does this feel right? Is this the right thing that we're doing? And you need a lot of different perspectives in order to make the right decision. And I think having diversity at the table is just key, and letting people be different and to let people shine in different ways and to really be able to foster that. Again, any way I can do my part, I'm going to do my part. But I also just highly urge other decision makers to make sure that they have diverse tables too, because it's only going to make the business stronger.
I want to switch gears and ask you a series of questions that I ask everyone that comes on the show. Well, I know. My favorite one is also maybe a little bit more reflective question.
Okay.
What experience of your past defines or makes up who you are today?
What experience from my past makes up who I am today? Oh, goodness. Oh my gosh, you are not messing around. I'm trying to think what experience from my past makes up who I am today. When I was a kid, I moved in with my grandmother when I was 5 years old. And I wanted to live with her because, she was a safe place. And, I come from a background where there was a little bit of drama in the house. And I was looking to get to a safe place. And so when I moved to my grandmother's house, I was like, I want to live here. And she says, no, you cannot live here, because she raised 11 children. And
I'm done.
She's like, I'm done. I have raised all the kids I'm going to raise.
Right.
And so I said, can I spend the night? And she says, you can spend the night. And so every day I would come back and say, can I spend the night again? She said, yeah, you can spend the night. And I probably asked, can I spend the night so many times that I just ended up living there and moving in with my grandma. And I maneuvered my way into that situation. So I think that sort of maneuvering has been something that I've had to do since I was a really young kid, and something that I think has taken me quite a far way, is learning to just be clever and to find other ways to make what I want happen, and to never accept no for an answer. And it has brought me a long way. And I think it's something that I'm really grateful that even at a young age, it was inside of me. And I try to tap into that every day.
I love that. You've been selling since 5.
You've been selling. You're trying to survive out here. It's rough out here in these streets.
Yeah, that's true. What advice would you give your younger self if you're starting this journey all over again?
When I was younger, I was so fearless in the sense that when I wanted something, I just couldn't help but to go do it. If I wanted to be on TRL, I would just run up to the front. Hey, guys, and that stuff worked for me at an early age. I would say definitely keep that fearless energy, but also the same advice that I think a lot of people give them their younger self is to just know that you're going to be okay. I've always been such a warrior and just wanted to feel security, and so much so that I've been a huge planner, and I planned far out, and I had a hard time enjoying the moments right in front of me. And if I could go back, I could say, you're going to be okay. If you take a look at everything you've done and how you live your life and operate, that is an indication of how your life will turn out. You don't have to worry, because you're going to show up and be this person every single day. So just enjoy all of these incredible experiences. Not saying I haven't enjoyed it, but I think that with the amount I've worried over my life, today I feel much more calm and secure, and understanding that the things you can control, and you have to let the rest fall into place, and just enjoy the day in front of you.
Is there a topic either you're trying to learn more about, or you think marketers need to be learning more about today?
I'm always trying to learn more about my customers and what they like, what they're listening to. And so anytime I can speak to someone who is a potential customer, I'm asking questions like, what's on your playlist? What movie did you watch? I just watched the Taylor Swift documentary begrudgingly. Not that I don't like Taylor Swift, but it just wasn't at the top of the list of things that I wanted to watch. And I know she is the muse of our customers. So I said, let me check out. And I enjoyed it so much. I was like, oh my gosh, I watched the whole thing. But just always trying to learn more about my customer and how I can better serve the customer that we're trying to reach.
Yeah, I love that. And man, Taylor Swift is, I think, may go down in history as the best marketer of our time.
100%. And the way she just knows her audience and she just feeds them. And it's so inspiring. And honestly, I love watching anything with anyone who is the best. I've gone down a rabbit hole of Serena Williams, documentaries and content. I love anything Beyonce, obviously. Any person who is the best at what they do, I love to watch those type of programs because there's so much information there about how the best do it. And typically it's just dedication and hard work and showing up day after day, putting in the work that a lot of people don't want to put in. And obviously you have to be a little, I can't think of the word right now, but whatever Taylor Swift is, a genius. I don't know. Maybe that's a good word to define. A little bit of genius.
I love that. Are there any trends or subcultures that you follow you think other people should take notice of?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of subcultures. I think that in marketing, it's almost like you have to pay more attention to the subcultures ever than before because people want to be spoken directly to. And so I think that whether it's a micro trend in fashion, if right now everyone's into tennis core, or not too long ago everyone was in their French girl era. So I'm following along to see what is really interesting. I also really believe in trying to find more ways to talk to a specific audience and to create content that feels a little bit more niche sometimes. Just trying to follow the trends and to see what's happening and to let myself get sucked into it. I think sometimes it's because I am a marketer and we do so much research that I have to figure out what are people looking at on Pinterest or what are people searching on Google. So I'm always following some sort of trend. And usually it's to tap into what's happening and again, make sure that we're showing up in all the right places and talking to the right audiences. But I think the tennis trend has probably been my favorite so far because I'm also taking tennis lessons. And so working on that forearm and the backhand. And so hopefully the style is matching as much as my skills. I bought the outfit before I even had my first lesson. So priorities, as you can see.
Of course. You gotta look good while you try to learn the game. Last question for you. What do you think is the largest opportunity or threat facing marketers today?
This one is one that you probably heard before. So I apologize already for giving you an answer that you probably have heard. But I think there's a big opportunity with AI and there's so much to still learn. The opportunity is it can make things more efficient. And the challenge is training the team to make sure that they know how to use it properly. And as I dive deeper into different AI tools, it's like you really can create some efficiency on your teams, whether it's scheduling, like I just downloaded Motion, this app that had been following me around the internet forever. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it, but just trying to use AI to automate some of the things that typically take a long time, but making sure that we're really paying attention to what it's spitting out because even AI has bias. So I think that probably is the challenge. But I'm just really trying to make sure that my team is looking for ways to make sure that we can do things as efficiently as possible, save budget where we can, but also create beautiful things that maybe it allows us to create that we otherwise wouldn't be able to do. I think there's an opportunity and probably a challenge there.
Yeah, no said. Well, Patrick, it's been like a masterclass in influencer and partnerships and how to I'll use my word, like hack your way through culture to make your brand relevant.
Yes, I love that.
Yes.
It's all about the hacks.
Exactly. And so just thank you for coming on and sharing your lessons with us.
Thank you for having me. This is so much fun. I love talking about marketing and love connecting with other amazing human beings like yourself. So I appreciate it.
Awesome. Hi, it's Alan again. Marketing Today was created and produced by me with post-production support from Sam Robertson. If you're new to Marketing Today, please feel free to write us a review on iTunes or your favorite listening platform. Don't forget to subscribe on marketingtodaypodcast.com. Tell your friends and colleagues about the show. I love hearing from listeners. You can contact me at marketingtodaypodcast.com. There you'll also find complete show notes and links to what was discussed in the episode today, and you can search our archives. I'm Alan Hart, and this is Marketing Today.
Warm days and chilly nights and mornings means now is the perfect time to schedule a $99 heating and cooling check with the 5-star experts at Crop Metcalf. That's right, for just $99, the Crop Metcalf 5-star technician will check both your home's heating and cooling system for one low price. Call today and get peace of mind no matter what the weather is tomorrow. 1-800-GO-CROP or visit cropmetcalf.com. And remember,
Crop Metcalf is the one with 5 stars.
Crop Metcalf, home of the 5-star technician and proud partner of the Washington Nationals.